So next, if you know him, you also need hardly any introduction. And this is Wild Bill, and you can only guess how Wild Bill Billings got the nickname Wild Bill. So he's William. Been in the hemp industry for many years, and many moons have passed with the Colorado Hemp Project successfully harvesting the first legal, we know Chris did the first legal, the first legal hemp crop in America after the Farm Bill was passed. So thank you so much for that, really broke ground. Now with the emergence and need for better and more pure farming methods, Regenerative Organic Certified is a founding partner with Roger over healthy oil seeds for organic cold-pressed protein powder and ROC cold-pressed hemp seed oil. Thank you so much for being here and for starting to really put that out there and what that means on the consumer base. So when I asked, of course, everybody helped me pose my questions that I have here. You said, maybe people don't know exactly what that means on the regenerative side. So can you explain more about the techniques and what it stands for, and how if somebody is interested in that, I might talk about Chadwick too and see if that's feeding into the finished products. But tell us a little bit more about that regenerative agriculture and how you get there, and if you're interested in getting there, how do you find out more?
Regenerative organic farming, I think, is the purest farming. It actually goes back a long time. Basically what you're doing is you're coming down where you're using no synthetics whatsoever, as far as for your fertilizers and everything. It all starts out pretty much basically with cover cropping, anything from clovers to rye, even peas. Some people use vetch, but you have to prep that. After that, the cover crops, you develop the topsoil, which when you're cover crop, you keep the carbon in the ground and you keep the moisture in the ground, which I think is probably the most important thing that's going to happen to farming, especially out west in the western United States, because of the water situations. Regenerative farming, number one, soil health. Number two, biodiversity. Number three, animal welfare, I call it, where you bring in, the animals you want. They'll eat the cover crops, then they'll poop, and then that's where you get your fertilizer. And to me, the most important thing, I've done a lot of farming, are the farm workers and the farmers, especially. They have to be treated, good, especially the farm workers. When I was farming down in Rocky Ford, the farmer I was working with, he was just a wonderful man, Billy, and he would get the guys on the H-2A visas. They had a place to stay. They would take them to the farm and they would feed them, which is the requirements of some of the visas. And there's a lot of people out there. I mean, you even drive up the road here to Brighton, you go over to Greeley, and you see all these people out in the fields, and you're not going to see probably hardly any people from America, So we have to take care of these people. We need them in our culture, because the way our culture is developed, people don't want to go out in the field and work that hard. It's sad, but it's true. So regenerative farming, those are the main, I would say, 4 pillars. But what you get through regenerative farming is pure product, I call it. A good example of that is what we did. Roger, my partner, one of the best humans on the planet, he's up in North Dakota. He's got all the facilities. I mean, he's been farming for decades. He's been pressing hemp and flax, which is very good. They both mix together pretty good, actually. And so we did that. And what we now have developed the first regenerative organic certified hemp protein powder and the first regenerative organic certified hemp cold pressed unrefined hemp seed oil, which is so healthy. I mean, Chadwick knows a hell of a lot more than I do about food, and we were talking about it a little earlier. You know, the balance, which you get the perfect balance from the omega-6s to the omega-3s. You got all your amino acids in it. You have the nutrition. You got a lot of vitamin E in it. So it's very well balanced and it's very healthy. And with this regenerative farming, it's amazing the difference between the regular hemp oil that was just grown not regeneratively, even organically. This is my opinion. Regenerative agriculture is so much better than organic because we're healing the soil, where organic uses the soil. It doesn't replenish it, it doesn't heal it, it doesn't capture near as much carbon, doesn't hold as much water as the regenerative practices. So basically I think that's the farming of the future, and I have talked to a lot of farmers, and a lot of them are switching over because it may cost a little more. We're paying our farmers 20% more for doing regenerative farming. So, Zach, I want you to get certified out there. And we're just trying to help everybody. We're trying to keep everything clean, and regenerative farming is going to be the new niche market. We've already gotten so many requests to be beyond organic, to make it like a full circle farm thing. So that's the best points about regenerative farming is the nutrition, helping the farmers, helping the soil, helping the planet, helping everybody.
And Chadwick, are you hearing a buzz from customers looking for this particular type of certification?
Yeah, across the board. Even with Nestle, I had a really great 2-day presentation that I gave to Nestle, demonstrating how hemp protein functions. We were in Solon, Ohio at their R&D center, and I was actually presenting to the dough division, the division that does the pizzas and DiGiorno's and brands like that, Tombstone. And they ended up calling down all of the other divisions that were available in the building that weekend. And we did an amazing 2-day presentation. I'll tell you this factually, they will buy it. They're going to use it in their formulations. We actually have an empanada project coming up with, I don't know the actress, but you may, Sofia Vergara, I think is her name. And she's launching an empanada company, and now we're talking about formulating a gluten-free version of that and placing hemp in it. And the question around regenerative and organic, in my mind, that should be the only way that we're growing hemp. Hemp is not a major crop at this point, right? Like as I think about protein isolates and concentrates that are used throughout the food industry, soy isolate industry was $3.5 billion in 2025, right? The greater plant-based protein market's close to 20 billion. Hemp's not even a blip on that radar, and it should be. It should be at the top of the list. Hemp is the most functional, most nutritious protein available, hands down. And because we're so early in the industry, because it's just now starting to take, get noticed and enjoy the interest of these R&D groups, I would say we have the ability to set the standard today, and we should accept nothing less than regenerative and organic.
It would definitely be nice, but if I think about the limited number of organic acres, one, how are we going to change that problem? Because that's a huge, the limiting factor for us. And if we look at the Canadian production, we have upward of 37,000 acres that went in 2025. We don't even have that many organic acres to be able to feed into that. We're also like on the organic side, because it's so limited, we're competing with other crops that some people may think is easier to grow. But I feel it's an interesting perspective. So be watching for that Nestle brand sneaking in that hemp, which you might not know is even in that pizza. And if you do, I want to see who finds the secret hemp ingredient on these. And I love to start it's gonna become mainstream, we're not marketing on it, it's just part of what makes it functionally right for us to consume and economically feasible for the company to step in with a powerhouse that can feed into so many other product types and not just a dough. I feel there's a missing gap here entirely on like the companion pet market and what you see going on in the companion pet supplement market, that something like this can also start to feed into, because it's definitely a powerhouse. They have the right to do it. A lot of animals are getting these hemp gummies and these types of things into the marketplace. I've got 5 minutes. Is that 5 minutes and then questions, or 5 minutes total?
We're done.
We're in it. Okay, is there any questions from the floor, that burning questions that you would like to ask? We did that for John, not long. Oh, I love that. Thank you all so much for your time. Thank you all for coming out to this particular segment, supporting what's going on, to our moderator, all of the sponsors. Thank you so much. Chadwick, Bill, thank you. Thank you.
Once again,
Thank you, Andrea.
once again, they're not gonna melt. They're not gonna like